Joe Kleen, Southern Hospitality, February 15th, 1990, 170. Adair's checked his watch when he pulled to the curb, waited at the side street that allowed easy access to St. Kitts Beaumont Park for 2 minutes, checked his watch again, and then put the minibus back in gear and turned right on the ring road. "Excuse me, driver," Sanders said from her seat. "If this park is your country's furthest northern point, are we near the Hyatt yet?" No, Mom. The Hyatt is just off the most southwestern part of the ring road while we are at the most northeastern part. We are not quite halfway to the hotel." "Oh, I see," Sanders says, her eyebrows shooting up momentarily as her eyes rolled. "I wish you told us this at the airport. We could have gotten a taxi and been there by now," she adds with a deprecating nostril flare. "I apologize for not making myself clear," Adair says with a smile and nod. He continues loudly enough for the Kleens and Lanes at the back of the bus to hear. "Our next stop is Belmont Estate and then the trailhead for Mount Liamwiga. We should be there in 15 minutes, including our Belmont stop." "Is there a reason we need to stop at this Belmont place?" Sandra asked. "I mean, if no one is getting off there, then why do we have to stop at all? Why can't we just go to the Hyatt after dropping these other people off at your Mount Liagina?" she asked, emphasizing go. "I'm sorry, Mom, but this is a bus, and we have designated stops. I have no way of knowing if someone at Belmont Estates is waiting for transportation. I'm sure you'll understand," he adds, beaming a smile and nodding. "I think you made yourself perfectly clear at the airport, young man," Ron says from a seat behind Joe, Justin, and Misty. "I asked if this was the shuttle bus, and you said it was the ring road bus. You asked if we'd like to see St. Kitts or would rather wait for the shuttle. You were perfectly clear, wasn't he, Cheryl?" "He was, Ron," Cheryl replies with a nod, hugging her husband's upper arm with her hand. "Oh, I see," Sandra replies with a sigh. "I guess we're stuck on the bus, eh, Mike?" "We'll get there, dear. No worries," Mike replies, turning his head away from his wife as he watches the scenery. Justin turns in his seat so he partially faces Cheryl and Ron and says quietly, "Thank you for speaking up. I heard Idaris explain about the shuttle van versus the ring road bus as well, but since I already knew what was going on, I wasn't sure if previous information made things clear to me that might otherwise not have been. Thanks," he repeats before beginning to turn back towards the front of the bus. "Oh," Cheryl says, shaking her head, "I work at Grantwood AEA, and believe me, I get my fill of people who think that if the world doesn't revolve around them, then it should. That's one thing in a child, but something entirely different in an adult." "AEA?" Justin asks. "Oh, sorry, Area Education Agency," she says. "We're a teacher resource and training facility." "Grantwood the painter?" Joe asks. "Yes," Cheryl says, smiling and nodding. "An Iowan through and through." "Did you know that in that picture American Gothic Wood used his dentist and daughter as role models?" Ron asks, nodding knowingly. No," Joe says, nodding back. "In fact, if you hadn't told me the name of the painting, I still wouldn't know what it's called. What's the name of that rolling landscape one?" "Oh, goodness," Cheryl says. "He has quite a few, but my favorite is the Stone City one. We go by there from time to time, don't we, Ron?" "We do. Lovely bridge. Are you familiar with Iowa?" "Barely," Joe says. "Missy and I did that rag-by ride a few years back. Only time we've been. Hilly on the edges, isn't it?" Ron calls those our coast," Cheryl says with a laugh, adding, "And yes, it certainly is."